Hello and welcome to a special KCS TV edition of Mr. and Mrs. And today we've got the band's Kurt and Courtney, who will be answering questions about each other and seeing how much they actually know about each other.
Easy.
But before we get things underway, let's find out a little bit about them. So let me ask you a couple of little questions. Ollie!
Yes?
28 years old, smoking since you were 2,
Yep.
drinking since you were 3.
Yep.
How did you manage to get so manly?
Manly. Just a gift. Born with it. Good genes.
It's all about the
All
genes.
about the genes.
Levi's?
Always. 5 weights.
I thought you were a 501 man
No,
person.
I'm not Jeremy Clarkson.
Tabs away. Danielle! How are you?
I'm great, thanks. How are you?
Lovely. Born and bred in Middlesbrough?
Oh, yes. No, born in Stockton.
Stockton's a
Raised
bit
in Ingleby Barwick.
Sent to Middlesbrough.
Sent away to Middlesbrough.
classy. Very nice. Tyne teas, eh? And what is it particularly about Middlesbrough that draws you to there and keeps you
I
living
love
there?
the quality of air, the local cuisine, the fantastic bands in the area, and my lovely boyfriend and child.
Ah, that's very nice.
He's
Am I
not my boyfriend and child.
In some ways.
Boyfriend and child, lovely. Well, listen, that's a great introduction to you both. And what we're going to do now is we're going to get our lovely assistant to take one of you away into the listening booth where we'll be absolutely ramming you with some Elton John numbers, which we know you both love. And I'll be asking one of you questions about your partner, and then we'll be asking them back to see if they've got if you actually do know anything about each other. So I'd like to ask my lovely assistant to take Danielle away into the listening booth for some Elton John.
Good luck.
And we will now proceed with Ollie and some pertinent questions about his relationship with Danielle and how much he actually knows about her. How much do they know about each other, and what is it that makes them tick? So, before we're feeling relaxed there, Ollie?
Yeah, I could do with a drink.
You could do with a drink. Well, I think, isn't that a lifetime obsession of yours?
I'm a thirsty man.
He's a thirsty man.
Work.
Thirsty work. He's been working very hard on this trip, and he's deserved every drink he's had so far. But before we get to your drinks, you've got to earn it. So let's kick off with some questions for you. Shall we do that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Question number 1. What does Danny like the most about giraffes? No pressure.
That's something we've ever discussed. But I'd say probably the height.
The height of a giraffe, right? Yeah. They are pretty tall animals, aren't they?
Very tall.
They're very, you can't really miss them, can you, if you were to go up for a night out in Middlesbrough? Let's move on to question number 2.
Yep.
If Danielle starts gardening, do you help her immediately?
Yep. Always.
Well, that was a firm, assertive answer right there. So that was, you're pretty sure about that?
That's the one thing we do, both do.
Mr. Greenhands, would you call yourself? Bit of a Percy thrower of Middlesbrough?
Used to do it for a living.
He did it for a really? Well, tell us more. What happened? When?
I worked in growing plants for 5 years.
Wow.
Legal plants.
Legal plants, of course.
Yep. None of that.
This is a family programme, Ollie.
Mm-hmm.
We only deal with family issues
Yep.
here. Lovely flowers, good wine,
Yep.
and gardening.
Yep.
What more would you like? Great, good answer. Let's move on to question number 3. What are your favourite pair of Danny's shoes? What are your favourite pair of Danny's shoes? And she's got a fair few, I've noticed.
1 or 2 pairs.
She likes to carry her... I've seen there's more wardrobe than guitars on this tour in her case.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, if we take it back to her shoes, what would you say are your favourite pair of her shoes that she
Favourite
owns?
pair of Danny's shoes? Probably her trainers.
Any particular trainer? I think she's got a few.
Any trainers.
Any, it doesn't matter
For
what.
purpose, rather than... She's got nicer looking shoes,
Okay.
but she doesn't trip over, and I don't have to walk her slow when she's in trainers.
Okay. And are you one of those people, part of the UK population, that loves their white trainers?
No, I'm a dark trainer, man.
Good answer. Love that. Good stuff. Right. Good answers all round so far. Let's move on to the next question. What do you prefer the most? Danny's cooking or her guitar playing?
Guitar playing.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can't get more decisive than that, can you? That is pretty firm all round. And what? Any particular reason for that?
No, she can cook.
She,
I do it more than she does, but she can do it.
any particular dishes she's good at? Cheese on toast?
She does a good chicken and bacon wrap.
Okay.
She made a nice curry the other week.
Wow.
Right.
Talented
I'm a bit of
lady.
a control freak in the kitchen.
Okay, alright. But you prefer her guitar playing to her cooking. Alright, fair enough. Okay, next question. Alas, poor Ollie. If you could compare Danielle to a summer's day, which Shakespeare play would be your next read? Shall I repeat that? It was quite a long-winded question, wasn't it?
You can do without the preamble. Just
Oh,
do the
no
question.
preambles. Okay. If you could compare Danielle to a summer's day,
Right.
which Shakespeare play would be your next read? Take your time. I know it's a long-winded question, but deserves a bit of attention and care on this one. Shakespeare always deserves
It does.
attention and care.
So be careful with the bars. Much ado about nothing.
Ah, that's a good one. Good answer.
There you go.
And why did you come up with that? What made you think of that?
Because my whole life is much ado about nothing.
And bards.
In bards,
You've got a
yeah.
good bard on,
Bard
on your
watcher.
chin.
Yeah,
haven't
yeah.
you? Yeah. Anyway, next one. And this is the last one.
Mhm.
It's pretty straightforward.
Yep.
I think you've done really well up to now, and I think you deserve a nice, easy question to go out with.
Yep.
So the last question is, what is Danny's favourite colour?
Colour. Probably black.
Controversial. And we'll be right back after this short break. And when we get Danny back, we're going to get all the answers. Stay tuned, folks. Bye-bye.
Eat the machine! Eat the machine! Eat the machine! Eat the machine!
Is she ready to come back, Angie?
I think she is, hostess with the mostess. Bring her back and let's see what she's got to say. Now, this is going to be exciting. Let's see what the answers are. Danny!
Hello.
How did Elton treat you?
Oh, it was great.
Yeah, good, lovely. Well, we had a nice little chat here with your man, husband, boyfriend. I don't know. You're not married yet, are you? You're not married. I believe you're both engaged.
Financier.
Let's move on. Danny, some questions. We asked Oliver some pertinent questions about you, and we hope he gave us some straightforward answers. You had to think about a couple of them. It took a bit of time. But, yeah, he was a little bit unsure for a couple of them, but on the whole, he was pretty assertive and knew exactly what he thought you were about. So we're going to find out if you're matching on this. Here we go. All right. The first question that we asked Ollie was, what does she like the most about giraffes? What do you like the most about giraffes?
With our eyelashes.
Eyelashes! Oh, no, no, no,
It's
no,
not
no,
something we've
no,
ever
no.
discussed, to be fair.
I talked about it last week in quite some depth.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, it did.
And this is an on live transmission going out argument. This is pretty hot stuff here, ladies and gentlemen. No, he said what you liked about them was that they were tall. But he obviously doesn't know you that well regarding giraffes. Well, we got off to a sticky start there, didn't we, Mr. and Mrs.? But let's move on to the next one, because I think you'll be able to answer this one. Second question was, if Danielle starts gardening, if you start gardening, does Ollie help you immediately?
No, he stands in the house and he smokes 20 cigarettes and he shouts at me to hurry up.
No, I don't.
and then he pulls up all the things that I've planted and then he shouts at me a bit more and he tells me to stop it because I'm rubbish.
Bombshells a go-go here at Anglia TV, ladies and gentlemen. Bombshells a go-go. Well, what can I say? Well, he actually said that he helps you immediately. So...
he won't let me wear my Crocs to do it either.
No one should be allowed to wear Crocs.
They're my favourite shoe.
Crocs are for cocks.
My favourite shoe.
I feel a controversy is brewing here. Let's swiftly move on here before it's the end of a warm, wonderful relationship. Danny,
Yeah.
you were just talking about Crocs.
Oh, they're the best.
What are your favourite pair of shoes?
They're my pink Crocs. I hope you got this right, because you know how much I love those Crocs. They're my pink Crocs. I do everything in them. I garden when he's not shouting at me. I get out of the shower and put them on. I wear them to bed. I love them. They're my favourite. They're just so comfortable. I don't care what anyone says about them. They're so comfortable and stylish.
Wow. Do you know what he said?
Crocs.
Do you want to tell her or shall I?
You can.
He said trainers.
Fucking hell.
Family show. Keep it
I
clean.
mean, effing.
I'm Jeffin.
We're moving on here swiftly, ladies and gentlemen. This is turning into a little bit of a hot potato. Wow. Next question, Danny. We asked Oliver what he prefers. Your cooking or your guitar playing? What did he say? What does he prefer? Your cooking or your guitar playing?
I can't decide because he's always telling me that they're both so terrible. So it's hard to decide. He lets me play guitar more than he lets me cook. So I would say it's because I cook in my Crocs. I think it's guitar.
Yeah, let's hear it. You want a round of applause, everybody. Round of applause, Anglia TV audience behind me. Yeah. Yes, he did. He said he preferred your guitar playing. That's very good. I feel we're getting back on track. I feel the relationship is coming back together again. I'm happy for you both. Let's take it, see if we can move this on even further and really make this happen. Next question was, we asked Ollie, we said to him, if you could compare Danielle to a summer's day, which Shakespeare play would be his next read? If he could compare you to a summer's day, which Shakespeare play would be his next read?
Who's Shakespeare? He doesn't read. I can't read. What's he talking about? I'm from Middlesbrough. I tell you, I'm from Middlesbrough. Who's Shakespeare? Is this a joke?
It's a pun.
The pub? I don't know. Can I pass?
Okay, we're going to pass on this one, ladies, but I think it got a little bit too complicated there. Some funny words like Shakespeare were thrown into the question. I don't know who makes these questions up at home, like viewers, but bear with us. We're going to move on to the last and final question before we send Oliver to the music booth.
Elton.
What is your favourite colour?
Black.
Home run! Back of the net, goal, result, score, back on track, thank you. Ollie, we're going to ask our lovely assistant to take you to the listening booth for some Sir Elton John.
No, we've got Dirty Dancing for him.
See you in a bit. Oh, Danny, that was a bit of a, I don't know, it wasn't what we were expecting. Was it what you were expecting?
Yeah, he hates me.
Okay, alright, well, you know, I think...
But I like it.
Yeah. Well, these are warm, tender words that we're listening to here, ladies and gentlemen. Because this is what Mr. and Mrs. has always been about. It's about bringing together couples who have cared and shared for many years, and we want to spread the love throughout the country. And one way of doing this is to let you into the worlds of Ollie and Danielle. Danny, it's your turn. I'm going to ask you some questions about Ollie. I want you to answer them honestly, forthrightly and straightforward. And as fast as possible.
Okay.
Shall we do this?
Yeah.
Alright. If Ollie hadn't been 2 meters high, what would his favourite colour be?
Mustard.
Good, decisive, firm answer. Excellent, thank you. Good stuff. Mustard. Second question. Does Ollie help you immediately when you're gardening?
No.
Good answer. You knew it straight away, didn't you? There was no messing around. You just knew it straight off. It's fantastic. Third question. Something we've alluded to already, but we're going to come back to it again. Is Ollie tall enough?
No.
What's his ideal height in your eyes?
Well, good half a metre higher.
Higher?
There's still some shelves he can't reach in our house. It's very unattractive.
And you like a man who can reach your top shelf?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Excellent. Next question. Are you proud of Ollie when he's playing football?
To be honest, football's one of the things that I would change about him if I could. I'd
Okay.
like him to never play football again. He sweats an awful lot
Yeah.
and he's rubbish at it. I'd much rather he did golf, tennis, badminton,
Yeah.
pool, darts, snooker, volleyball, swimming, anything really.
Okay, so basically football is out and the other minority sports are completely in your world.
Table tennis would do a lot for me.
Fantastic. Table tennis. I'm a sucker for table tennis myself, I have to say. So, yeah, I can see what you're saying. So, football out, other sports in,
Yeah,
if you
all of
could.
them.
All right, okay, good. Good answer, good answer. Let's move on to the next one. If you could compare Ollie to a summer's day, what can you tell about Shakespeare and his understanding of the British weather?
I don't understand that question.
I'll repeat
Is sweaty? You like sweaty? Like to write about sweaty things, like when Oliver's playing football?
Yeah. Sweat,
Yeah.
basically.
Body climate of moisture.
Fine. Final question, and then we'll get Ollie back and let's see if your answers match. Last question is, does Ollie sleepwalk or talk in his sleep?
I don't know because we sleep in different bedrooms. So, not to my knowledge, but he might. I don't know. Okay.
Well, that was all the answers we had from Danny, and we're going to have Ollie back in a minute. He's going to see if he's got the same answers as her. But before we do that, we're going to have a short break, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Into my shape! Into my shape! Into my shape! Into my shape!
Ah, there we go. Ollie, welcome back.
Hello.
Thank you, lovely assistant. Looking very dapper today. Give us a twirl. Ooh.
Midday cowboy.
How did Elton treat you back there?
It was the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh, it was marvellous. So you're feeling,
Reject. And then revitalised.
learn a few new rhymes in there?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, listen, we had a really good talk with Danielle here,
Yes.
and she was very, very firm and assertive with her answers. She knew immediately all the answers to all the questions, and yeah, it seemed that she had a fair understanding of what your relationship is about.
Yeah.
So let's see if we're reading from the same page today. Ollie,
Yeah.
if you hadn't been 2 meters tall,
Yeah.
what would your favourite colour have been?
Blue.
What was the answer?
I said blue.
You said mustard.
Mustard's my favourite colour because I'm 2 metres tall.
Could have told me. Didn't tell me anything. I don't know.
Ollie, do you help Danielle immediately when you're gardening?
You asked me that?
When she
Make a mistake, Mr.
no,
Beatty.
when she's gardening,
Yeah.
do you help her immediately? What was her answer? I asked her
The same
if
question.
you. Yeah.
She'll say no.
Correct.
Truth.
There's some flaws in these questions.
Next question.
Yeah.
Ollie, are you tall enough in Danielle's eyes?
I'm too tall in her eyes. She can't see me.
Ooh, she said something else. She said that you weren't tall enough and you couldn't reach the top shelves. And she likes her top shelf being reached. Let's move swiftly on, shall we? We asked Danielle if she was proud of you playing football. What was her answer?
No.
Correct. Next question. We asked Danielle if she could compare you to a summer's day. Could she tell us about Shakespeare and your understanding of the British weather?
What? Was that question? Who wrote that question?
Our top Anglia TV team.
John Volunteers. Can I have the question again?
Yep. If you could compare Ollie, we said to Danielle, if you could compare Ollie to a summer's day, what can you tell about Shakespeare and his understanding of the British weather?
He had a very deep understanding of the British weather.
Mm-hmm. But I think your understanding between each other is not as deep as that of Shakespeare. Last and final question, ladies and gentlemen. This has been a really lovely edition. We're just going to knock it off one more with last question. And we asked Danielle, when you're asleep, do you sleepwalk or do you talk in your sleep?
Talk.
Her answer
I
was
don't
slightly
sleepwalk.
different.
I never sleepwalk.
You don't sleepwalk?
Nope.
Okay, no.
I sleep talk a lot though.
Okay. Well, we'll leave it at that, ladies and gentlemen, because that's quite a bombshell to be dropping at this. We hope you've enjoyed this wonderful edition of Mr. and Mrs. This lawsome power couple from Middlesbrough, the Kurt and Courtney of the band. They've brought a smile to our faces today, and we hope that everybody leaves with a warm heart. And don't forget, be sure to help your partner when gardening. Say goodbye, audience. Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Ollie. Bye.
Mr. and Mrs. Be nice to each other.